Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 202. Welcome again to the latest Business Finance Bulletin. With me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance expert. In this bulletin, business confidence remains resilient despite economic concerns, boom year for asset finance in 2017, and Marketinvoice partners with Euler Hermes to offer trade credit insurance. Well, let's start this week's bulletin with some positive news. It seems that British business owners still remain fairly confident about their economic future, despite all of the economic concerns, especially around rising costs, inflation, and more particularly Brexit. Well, the latest Business Barometer, which has come out from Hitachi Capital Finance, has revealed, that business confidence remains surprisingly high. From the survey, compared to the same period last year in 2017, it does seem that there's been very little change in confidence levels, either a strong confidence or lack of confidence. From those businesses surveyed, 47% of them said that they expect their business to remain more or less the same over the next 12 months. 33% of them say they're going to see modest or organic growth. 8% of them do see a contraction in business, and 6% say they're going to see significant growth over the next 12 months. So you can see that 77% of business owners did say they expect business to remain the same or some modest growth. Now, obviously, with 47% or nearly half of them saying business is going to stay the same, that in itself is not particularly good news, but at least it's not a backward trend. At least there is some element of confidence that things aren't falling off a cliff edge. Now, earlier this week, and in fact during the month of February, I've been running a series of workshops on behalf of Business Wales, which is contracted by the Welsh Government to provide business support advice to businesses here in Wales. And one thing that's been coming out of these workshops is the positivity of businesses who are looking to grow, and more particularly with the theme of the workshops being around raising finance, wanting to understand how they can finance their growth. The attendees have been a mixture of mature businesses and also some startups and people who are within probably the first year or two of businesses. So it's good to see some real positivity there amongst those business owners. So if you are thinking about planning ahead for 2018, don't forget to sit down and plan ahead and make sure that if you do need finance, that you really approach all your lenders in good time in order to get the answer that you're looking for. I've mentioned in many previous bulletins how asset finance continues to be a popular and growing source of finance for businesses in search of hard assets such as plant and machinery, vehicles, IT equipment. It's a very quick and easy way to raise finance instead of having to go to the mainstream lenders who may want business plans and financial forecasts. Well, the latest figures from the Finance and Leasing Association has revealed that in 2017 they really had a boom year, and overall the volume of business was up 5%. Now compare that to the amount of new business that banks are doing, with their lending is growing at around 1.5%. So you can see there's a significant gap there. What's most popular? Well, perhaps not surprisingly, in 2017 compared to 2016, plant and machinery was by far the biggest type of asset that asset finance firms were financing. There was a 12% growth in that sector. Quite surprisingly though, when it comes to commercial vehicles, there was only a 1% growth between 2016 and 17. Perhaps it is that businesses are prioritising putting their investment spend into plant and machinery, which is obviously income generating, does grow their business, as opposed perhaps to vehicles, which are nice to have. So interesting comparison there. So if you are looking about expanding your business and in need of finance, do consider asset finance. Go along to the Finance and Leasing Association website, which is fla.org.uk, and there you'll see lots of information about how you can access asset finance. And of course, you can have a chat with us. Just drop us an email, info@businessloanservices.co.uk, and we're happy to have a chat with you. post the Carillion collapse, as mentioned in previous bulletins, there's been a lot of focus now being given to late payments, and in particular the impact on small businesses of non-payment of debt, where your customer, for example, has failed to pay you because they've gone out of business. What can you do to protect yourself? Well, Marketinvoice, which is an online invoice discounter, has realised this problem and has just announced that it's partnered up with a trade credit insurance provider, Euler Hermes, in order to help their clients insure their debts. Now, Marketinvoice, as I said, is an online invoice discounter. So if you've got an invoice which is not due for 30, 60, 90 days, but you need that cash today in order to settle your creditors, well, you can go along to Marketinvoice, and when the facility is approved, they will then be able to discount your invoices, therefore providing you with a percentage of the invoice today. However, that doesn't absolve you from the fact that if the debt is not paid, that you walk away from it. You still owe that money. So what you can do now via Marketinvoice for their clients, they partnered up, as I say, with Euler Hermes, which provides trade credit insurance, which means that for clients which are eligible for insurance, they'll then be able to pay out should that customer collapse. A great safety net in order to avoid you getting caught out by non-payment of debt. If you want to know more about Marketinvoice and what it can do for you, just go along to their website, marketinvoice.com, and there you'll see a host of information about how it could work for you in order to speed up cash flow. Well, that's it for another bulletin. As ever, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and a share. Well, that's it for this bulletin. Look forward to being with you again next time. In the meantime, have a great, successful and profitable week.